it feels heavy, is not really nimble, and this might be a hint of the fact that it is a weapon meant to be swinged around like the Iberia Montante, or anyways a weapon specialized for cutting. Welcome back with a new video from the Spadone project. Here is Nick and Julian. We are here in Zurich measuring a new sword, and in this case is a really special one.
Special to you.
To me, yeah, exactly. You don't like it, but I like it a lot. Why this is special? This is a sword that was sold by Fisher many years ago, at the beginning of the 2000s, and I've been looking for this sword for a long time, but we were not able, since some months ago, to know about the place where it was. And now finally we have the opportunity to take measurements and to analyze this piece that is pretty unique. Can be dated to the first decades of the 16th century, maybe even last decades of the 15th century. And what kind of sword is this? This is an Italian sword. We know pretty much for sure because we have the name of the maker on the blade punched, and his mark, and the mark is present on one side and also on the other one.
I think we need to.
Yeah. So this kind of little triangle or little house is the maker mark, and here on the side we have two writings, one on one side and the other one on the other side, and they tell Ventura Biscotto me fecit, if I am correctly, or just Ventura Biscotti.
Here you see Biscotti.
Yeah. And here should be
Ventura.
Ventura. Is not really easy to read, but we have old papers and publications about this family of weapon maker close to Lucca in the city of Villa Basilica. And we know that they had a tradition of weapon making from the half of the 15th century, and Biscotto was like a nickname that at some point was used to refer to some of the family members. We do not know what the meaning is, but we can assume that from Latin biscoctus, if I'm right, is cooked twice, so may refer to some technique of forging, but we do not know. There's a possibility, or maybe there are some strange stories behind that we do not know about. And Ventura was one of four sons of the previous bladesmith, and we know that he lived around the first decades of the century. So previously I said that must be the dating, but we cannot exclude that this kind of design was already in fashion during the period of the father, so that would date back the design to the last part of the century. And here we have three followers. The interesting things, these details, is that usually in many swords we find followers going down to the crossguard, but in this specimen is not the case. And we have this rather plain ricasso, really simple, with this wasted line that is typical of the Spadone and in general greatsword of Italian and Iberian region. For this period, we have some paintings depicting this kind of blade, and we know there are other specimens around, not exactly the same, but we can tell that the design thinking behind the silhouette was pretty much the same. And the cross section is hexagonal. We can think of it like a weapon meant to cut mainly. It has lost the tip, but the blade is pretty wide, is heavy. The balance is was it a bit toward the blade. I don't remember exactly. Okay, yes, not really close to the crossguard, neither too much toward the blade. But what we have seen is it feels heavy, is not really nimble, and this might be a hint of the fact that it is a weapon meant to be swinged around like the Iberia Montante, or anyways a weapon specialized for cutting. And what we have, some decoration here on the ecusson. We have this kind of, I don't know really how to describe it.
Ram's head?
Ram's head, yeah. And we have found it on some paintings, and also the other specimen we have mentioned before have the same kind of design with some variation. And also, I don't know if it's possible to see in the video, but here the crossguard has a cross section that is not circular, is more like
Octagonal.
Octagonal, yes. And also this is a feature that appears in some paintings of the Italian area. So all the hints points toward a weapon designed by an Italian craftsman. And at the same time, we do not usually find these features on Venetian productions, at least for what concerns two-handed swords. So we can recognize this style overall as something that is not related to North Italy, but as the family of swordsmiths points out, something from the center of Italy. And also the pommel is quite unique, and we have at least one painting again showing this kind of parachute style following, or gutters, how we grooves, yeah, a grooved pommel. And
handle has been replaced.
Yes, handle have been replaced. Leather seems old, but not that old, and we can see at least in one spot the wood underneath, like here is a really small spot. And so we can tell that before the auction in 20,000 something, the sword has been remade in that part. And an interesting fact is that another collection in Italy that includes 3 swords that looks like this do not have the grip. The tongue is visible, so we can expect this sword to be quite old. I like it a lot. It's not nimble, okay, not the best way. We can say that maybe this is a munition grade weapon. It's not really the most elegant weapon if we could compare it with other big swords we have measured. But it has its kind of functional style, seems after all pretty sturdy, is thinking the crossguard is a weapon probably made to be effective and not so fancy, maybe even produced in quite a lot of pieces, but this is just speculation, of course. We do not know for sure. The story behind the Biscotto family and Villa Basilica, that is this small town close to Lucca in Tuscany, is pretty obscure. We have some information, of course, we know the names of some of the family members, but yeah, it's some kind of a mystery, especially because we have far more information about the production in North Italy. So we know more about swords and weapons from Brescia and Belluno and all the other production sites there. But yeah, Villa Basilica is one of a kind story, and we hope to find out more, but yeah, pretty mysterious.
What I found interesting, the sword that we had in the other video has pretty much the same type of balance.
Yes.
And also the forward pivot point is nearly identical.
Yeah, so the interesting cross-contamination might be there are elements that make this sword similar to the other one we have measured, and you can check it on the other video. But the marking on the other blades points to Venice as well as the shape of the ecusson. So, or we are missing something of the picture, or maybe at the time, because we can place it both on the same period, we can conclude that different site of production had similar ways of doing things, and so this kind of balance, this kind of
Or maybe
feature.
preferred, maybe by the Italians.
Yes, yes,
Just
because
in comparison to the German and Swiss ones that we have
absolutely,
measured.
yes, because this was not found in Germans' weapons. So maybe it is an Italian thing. Could even be some influence from Spain. We cannot exclude that, since we know that there were trades between Tuscany, Sardinia, and the east coast of Spain. So that's another possibility that we should
Measure
research
more
about. Yeah, we need to know more. So if you want to support the research, if you're interested in seeing new content like this, so presenting swords with some features and interesting history information, you can check our Patreon, and with the little subscription you get updates over every month, and you can support the research and make me and Julian traveling more and visit more collections and taking more data that will surely help interest people interested in antique weapons, or if you're a martial artist of HEMA and you want to know more about the actual weapon and not the modern replica, this is probably one of the best places you can check. Thank you.